One, two.
They've done it again. Johan Durant and Steven Mitchell are the APTA national champions for the second year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA national champions, Florentina Harnisch and Anna Maria Sabori.
Hello and welcome to the APTA's Tour Series. We are live from the Weston Golf Club in Weston, Massachusetts, bringing you the Boston Open Grand Prix, sponsored by the APTA membership. Our national sponsors, Viking and Paddle Pro, and local sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Discipline and Alpha LLC, our platinum sponsor, Worcester Air and Weston Golf Club, our gold sponsors, Bully Boy Distillers and Owl's Nest Resort, and our silver sponsor, Narragansett Beer. I'm Jeff Morneau, along with the legend Mike Fischel, bringing you, or it could be Mark Fischel, bringing you the Boston Open Finals between Johan Durant and Steven Mitchell, and Drew Broderick and Tomas Christian. Mark, how you doing?
It's Mike to my close friends, Jeff. I'm doing really well. That was just a fantastic match I got to watch in the women's final, and I'm looking forward to seeing hopefully a really interesting men's final. So let's introduce the players in the court. With his back to us, with the black vest and the white shirt, is Johan Durant, and to his partner with left in the blue vest is Stephen Mitchell. On the far side of the court, on the right side is Thomas Christian, and backhand, the lefty, is Drew Broderick. So let's take a quick look at the draw to see how these teams got here. So it doesn't look like either one of them has lost a set. Broderick and Christian obviously had a much tougher road here, much tougher draw, which they've made their way through. Durant and Mitchell actually lost the first set of the day in the first round, which was interesting enough. Let's talk about the match, and let's start by taking a look at the Viking keys to victory. So Jeff, the obvious key on both sides is tempo. You're going to see Durant and Mitchell take the net, and I think they're going to play 85% of the match from the net. And once they're there, I think it's imperative that they play the middle and play patiently, because that was the difference we saw for years with Broderick and Durant, until Durant kind of figured out to play the middle and take his chances when the opportunity's there.
Yeah, and I've been able to watch Broderick Christian, this team, come together through this tournament. I watched and announced for part of the match against Hughes Powers, and I was able to watch part of the match this morning. And they come out with a plan, and I think Drew's got Tomas Christian. He's coaching him up and bringing him along. This is a big moment for Tomas Christian, clearly the biggest match of his career, an opportunity to win one of the majors on the Grand Prix Tour. And, their strategy is obviously going to be to, play as slow as they can. What do you see as the strategy here? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think they're going to have to lob better. I mean, in the last two rounds, they really weren't intent on lobbing well. They were just intent on lobbing a lot and playing very slowly. And as you see in the keys to victory, I don't think that's going to cut it in the finals. Johan puts too much pressure on you at the net with his overhead. Johan Durant had too much pressure on the backcourt with his blitz. And I think that it's going to be very hard for them to do that unless they're lobbing better. And then the big question in the match to me, and as you alluded to earlier, Christian's game has just improved like leaps and bounds. But you look out in the court, and it's 5 national championships for Durant, 4 for Broderick, 2 for Mitchell. So which one doesn't fit the puzzle?
Yeah, but the thing about it is I've watched Christian. I've watched him here the last couple matches, and yeah, he doesn't have the firepower. He doesn't have anything flashy. He doesn't have big spins or big power drives. But what he does do is he plays the screens extremely well, meaning that he gets them all, and he gets them all back into play. The question is that going to be good enough for the team of Broderick Christian against the firepower of Durant and Mitchell? And we've got Broderick here. It's going to put the ball in play, serving to Durant, making the announcements here, and we are off to the races.
There's the blitz we talked about.
Yeah, right there you saw, you had Durant. He got a good lob up over Tomas Christian. Christian had to move back. Broderick wasn't taking the overhead, and Durant just moved right in, Oh, what a great get there. Just pushed it wide.
15 all.
But that's what they're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Durant is just going to be all over him from the backcourt. I mean, nobody plays the backcourt quite like Durant.
Yeah, I think, just like the matches we've seen before, you're going to see Broderick hitting most of the overheads. Broderick, one of the best volleyers in the game, rarely misses a volley. And in fairness, even watching Tomas Christian, there were other players out there who could really drive the ball, but I didn't see Tomas Christian miss many volleys either. And like I was saying before, this is what I expect to see a lot of right there.
So you're just not going to be able to play slow against Durant like they've been playing. The other thing I think we'll see a lot of is I don't think we'll see, they're switching to the backcourt now, but I think you're going to see Durant playing the deuce side most of the time. There they switch to get Durant on the deuce side, opposite the Broderick spin. And this is what we didn't see in the semis with Humphries, Oscar, Koenig, where they're just lob and hit some hard overheads, pull them out of the corner, make them move around, give up the net.
Yeah,
Durant is not going to let the ball
it's easier said than done, right? We watched two really experienced teams, Hughes and Powers, and then we watched, I wouldn't say, overly experienced teams, but really, really good players. Top-level team of Osis Koenig and Humphries, and they weren't able to do it to speed up the play. I mean, they're not, Durant's in a different league in terms of a league of his own. Everyone sees him as the best player in the country. So we'll see if these guys are able to speed up Tomas Christian and Drew Broderick. I expect to see Durant doing, some of these really hard rollers right at Tomas Christian and making Christian come forward and challenge Durant. There's a good lob there, nice and deep. Good swing by Mitchell. That ball comes over, it's going to be low at Tomas Christian. Durant crawling around at the net looking for the half volley pickup. Some slam bam power there by Mitchell. Good forehand drive right at the hip of Tomas Christian.
There's the blitz again.
Yeah, that's just something that,
30, 40.
People aren't used to seeing. He's just so big. He's so long and lanky. And within 1.5 steps, he can be right on top of the net.
Sloppy miss from Mitchell with him back.
Good lob there by Tomas Christian. Another good one, making sure that Durant has both feet outside the service line so he can't hit that really hard roller or slashing cutter. It's going to be really important over the long haul of this match to make sure that Christian gets those overheads up.
Advantage Broderick.
And that's what they've got to hope for. They've got to hope for Durant does some donating, which we have not seen from him at all the last couple matches.
Oh, good return there by Mitchell. Got it down low. Durant coming in, putting a lot of pressure on that Broderick volley. That's a volley Broderick, as hard as it was, he usually puts that back in play if you didn't have Durant kind of looming up there. Great volley there by Christian. Tough ball there by Broderick.
Advantage Durant.
Lob was really high.
Great point to Durant Mitchell.
Back to deuce.
There.
Talking about a strategy to deal with the Durant return. Broderick not feeling overly comfortable. Takes a big crack at it. Good serve there by Broderick. Got it wide.
Advantage Broderick.
Durant had to move right. Wasn't really set. Drove it hard in the net.
Here's Durant again. Great job by Christian to get out of that exchange unscathed.
Yeah, and it's almost like they actually don't mind doing that because Broderick and Christian are so used to playing from the back, they don't really feel a need to be at the net.
Yes, I don't think that's going to cut it today against Durant, though. I think that's fine against most of the players in the country, but I think Durant just puts too much pressure on you. I don't think you can beat him from the backcourt.
Yeah, that's been the usual strategy. We haven't seen any team able to do that. You know, but this is the first game. We got Broderick serving. You know, they've had an ad, and I think that's a good shot there. Another ad.
Advantage Broderick.
You know, this is something to keep track of, Mark, as we go through this match. Is how many ad points are not converted.
Yeah, we talked about that in the men's semi. Conversion rate is such a critical element, converting those game points. We'll also have to watch and see how the Broderick spin bothers Mitchell.
Watch. Put it up. Switch it.
Could you be more relaxed than Durant? Could still be breathing.
There's the one. Yep.
Advantage Durant
That was one of
Mitchell.
the Viking keys to victory, to take their chances when it's there. And there, Durant was not forcing the action at all. Got the right ball and finished it. Both Durant and Mitchell wanted that ball.
Well, you may not have been able to hear it from where you are, Mark, but Durant yelled me, and then Mitchell hit the ball. But they come through and win that game. All in all, though, Mark, Broderick and Christian had a chance in that game. We saw a good opening game there. It was Broderick who was serving. He's able to serve and volley. They're able to get to the net a little bit. We'll see what they're able to do when Mitchell and Durant are serving, whether they're able to do anything or whether, Mitchell and Durant can just sit around and wait for some type of short lob and to let Durant work his magic, or let Mitchell, work a hard roller into the screen, or Durant hits those super spins. I don't anticipate we're going to see, any big returns here out of Tomas Christian. I think it's just going to be, let's put the ball back in play and start the point.
Durant seems very comfortable just bunting that ball back in the middle, waiting for his chance.
15 love.
Yeah, Broderick getting a little jumpy here. I think when you're playing against people who volley as well as, Durant, Mitchell, Broderick, going after it and trying to hit a big return is almost, it's almost a waste of time because the first volley comes back. So unless your partner is going to be blitzing off of your return, percentage-wise, it just makes more sense to put the ball in play and start the point.
But also to your point, Jeff, they just don't seem comfortable like they did early on. Seemed a little jumpy. Some misses from Drew Broderick we've seen very little of today. And that's the Johan Durant factor. He makes you jumpy.
For sure.
For years, Durant would push the pace of play against Broderick, with Durant trying to win points and Broderick trying not to lose them. And when he had Jared Palmer, a prime Jared Palmer at his side, he just couldn't break through that impregnable wall. And then at some point he figured out just to play the middle and be patient and wait for the right opportunity. And that made all the difference. And you see him just pounding away at Christian there.
Durant, Mitchell.
Finally gets a short one, boom, hits the hard overhead. Game Durant Mitchell, they lead 2-love.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know what the answer is going to be. For Broderick Christian, they've just got a lot better.
Yeah, you're right. You know, you're seeing Durant. You know, everyone's talking about it. He's matured is probably the right word. I think, you know, when he came out, obviously, you know, for years he's been one of the best players in the country. When he did have a little bit of a problem and had, I wouldn't call it a losing streak, but when he wasn't winning everything, you know, he was playing. The idea was to play him slow, and he'd get impatient and he'd miss. And now it's, you know, I think he's matured. He's learned. For a while he was stubborn about it and said, I'm the best and I can beat anybody and playing my way, and I'm not going to play any other way than my way. And since he's switched and he's matured and he's been willing to play the other way when needed, you know, he looks unbeatable a lot. When he puts his hand out there, you know, he knows he doesn't need to be doing that there. That's some of those things that he used to do. He just try to charge in off of anything, or, you know, slam whatever he could.
40-love.
Good swing there. And they're on the scoreboard. Mark, what do you think?
Durant and Mitchell.
I think they were at the net a lot at that point in that game, and that's who they're going to have to be to compete.
Yeah, so when Mitchell and Durant are serving, what do you think the play needs to be in order for Broderick and Christian to find their way into the net? Because I agree with you. You're not going to outlast Durant and Mitchell just by standing back there and lobbing, because eventually either Durant or Mitchell will do something to speed up play, hit a nick, slam ball, cutter, whatever. So what are they going to do to get up there?
I think they simply have to lob better and have an intent to follow the lob with an offensive shot, which we haven't seen, and they've just been kind of lobbing with the intent and keeping the ball in play.
I'm thinking at some point Broderick, you know, when there is a good lob, I'm thinking Broderick's going to have to, you know, try to blitz off of a good lob, something like that. Just try to sneak in and try to make something happen with his volleys and use his hands, because I don't see Broderick's ground strokes or Tomas Christian's ground strokes being able to hurt and make an impact in this match. But I do think if, you know, it's possible that Broderick's volley and sneaking in might be able to do something.
Here's the dynamic we talked about. See where the offense comes from.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this play when Broderick, you know, when he had Gambino as his partner. Durant for a while had started this strategy of hitting those rollers and really making the guy Gambino in the forehand court move a lot. And I would think we're going to see a lot of that when Durant gets the opportunity with the right ball. He's just going to try to slam it into Tomas Christian's corner and get him moving.
Broderick having his forehand, being a lefty in that ad court, so effective in terms of digging balls out. You know, flip them up is so much easier with the forehand than the backhand.
Here it comes. You know, this is what they did, though. This is what they did to... There it is. There's a little cutter. Tomas Christian not happy with himself there. Just needs to lob that ball back up and put it in play. You can see Broderick, you know, giving him a little coaching, but I think Tomas Christian knew that already.
Got to be very careful with those three-quarter pace drives.
You know, we've seen this now for 3 matches from these guys. I mean, look how deep in the court Broderick and Christian are playing. By playing that deep, it's pretty obvious that they're not even looking to drive. It's literally like they're just looking to outlast the team at the net. And that's it. Just try to get every ball, put every ball back in play, no matter what. A little sneaky one there behind the back, and here it comes. And we're back. We had a little action there, Mark.
Nobody digs the ball like Drew Broderick.
30-15.
Broderick not happy with himself there. Took out a little of that frustration on that return of serve, but Durant was right there, just stuck his racket out right on it.
I got it.
Just think, unless Durant implodes, there's not a pathway to victory this way.
Well, they're going to certainly feel that out. It's still a little bit, you know, maybe a little bit too early. I agree with you, though, Mark. I don't see the pathway from the back. I guess that's the, you know, that's what we talked about. When they're returning serve, they don't have, neither one of them have a big enough return where they're going to be able to hit the ball through and then get into transition and get to the net. So the question is how, when they start from the back, are they going to find a way to the net? Because, you know, these points will last a long time. But we're not positive yet that just these long points isn't going to find their way to success. I thought the same thing was going to be true, just like right there. They try to make something happen and they miss. And this is what happened in these other matches, right? We saw Hughes and Powers, and we thought the same thing. You know, we thought Hughes was just going to be able to hit some cutters and, you know, spin the ball into Tomas Christian's corner, eventually hit some cutters like Durant just tried to do. You know, that Powers was going to be able to do similar type stuff. And at the end of the day, they did a couple of them, and they were able to get some winners, but they obviously, they lost the both of them lost. They lost the match, and they weren't able to do enough of them. They missed more than they made at the end of the day, and I think that's what this same strategy is. And, you know, if it's been successful twice before against two top teams, why wouldn't it be successful now? And here we go, right? They just shake it down and back to square one. And there it is. And they wait for, you know, the ball is above his shoulder. even whether it comes off the back screen or whether it's off the deck, either way, if the ball's above his shoulder, he's going to swing at it, and that, that's a weapon. That's one of the, it's probably the only weapon that they really have from the back. Occasionally, Broderick, he takes out that two-hand backhand every now and then, but I don't think that the two-hand backhand is nearly the same level of threat as the high forehand.
Jeff, what time do you have to be home?
I'm not sure. Tomorrow for work.
Okay, good. Because we may not be done till tomorrow.
Put it up, switching.
Look, right back they go. They have no interest in being at the net. Very little. They're happy to be back here. Two players on this side. You're not seeing a lot of mistakes. They are lobbing well. Not seeing too many short lobs.
And then Durant misses one.
Game.
2-all.
Broderick Christian scores 2-all first set.
And a lot of people will, you can criticize it. People say it's, it's a boring way to play, and there's no denying that. It's a very boring way to play. It may not be, fun all the time for the fans, but it's been incredibly effective for them along the way, and so you can't fault the strategy.
Broderick does have 4 national championships because of the style.
Absolutely.
And if they played fast, they'd get crushed.
It wouldn't be the same. That Broderick doesn't. He's very capable in transition. We've seen that. He's got some of the best hands in the country, but he doesn't. He can do it, but he doesn't like to set up plays that set up transition. If it's in transition, he's comfortable, but it's not a strategy that he likes to have. And while people don't know as much about Tomas Christian, we're seeing some great play out of him here. He volleys really well. We haven't really seen him miss a volley. Serves go in the box, returns go in play. Very high percentage paddle out of Christian.
And his play has just gotten better and better throughout the weekend.
Love.
It goes with, what do you do? What do you do well? It's no different, than any other sport. What do you do well? And try to do that. Just try to do what you do well during the match. Since you really swung at one, it's hard to do.
All.
Good move there from Christian.
40-30.
And Christian looks really comfortable out there.
Yes, he does.
For his first big match, he looks really comfortable. He knows exactly what he's going to do. He's not looking around like, where am I? I'm lost, a deer in the headlights. He's just playing the exact same way that he has throughout the entire tournament, making his volleys, not taking any unnecessary risk and playing his game. And there we go. We've got 3-2 Broderick Christian. And really, Mark, if you look at it, it could be, it could very easily be 4-1. Broderick and Christian had a bunch of chances there in that first game. A couple of ad points they weren't able to convert, so.
Well, they're lobbing really well.
Love 15.
Seeing some real chinks in Durant Mitchell right now.
15
Wow.
all.
That was a heck of a shot from off the net. Yeah, when they get those lobs short,
30-15.
Durant's taking advantage of them, and that's what they've got to avoid.
Yeah, short lob there by Broderick. Durant was able to put a little cut on it. You know, Christian had it. He was there to get it. I think it's a ball that Christian's been making all tournament long. He's just putting that ball back in play and lobbing it up. You see there, though, even when Christian's coming forward and he's almost inside the service line, he is putting a little pace on it and going at Durant or going at Mitchell, but he's not coming in and challenging them after that. He's not trying to get into an exchange. He's taking like a one-shot opportunity. If it works, great. If it doesn't, he heads back to his corner. And it's literally his corner. He's 2-3 feet behind the baseline. Now there's a ball that you just don't get.
40-15.
Durant's really punishing him on the short lobs. Great transition from Mitchell.
Yeah, good transition. Durant saw it coming. He moved over to cut it off and just got it caught on his right hip. He was moving while Broderick was hitting as opposed to being stationary.
Durant wants to be at that on the backhand side of the net with his forehand in the middle.
Broderick just reaching over as opposed to moving his
James
feet. A
Durant,
little confusion
Mitchell.
there as to whose ball it was.
Set is tied 3-all.
And we're at 3-all. Great dig there by Mitchell. Really good cutter into the corner there by Christian. Made Mitchell have to go down really low and dig it out. Just giving Mitchell a little bit of a fit over there.
Good job by Christian staying to the point, and Durant misses it.
15 love.
Went for a super angle there, just wasn't open. Would have had to hit that shot absolutely perfectly, but you saw it. Tomas Christian with a great first volley. Almost dug that out. He's very fast, but couldn't get back for that one. You know, he hit a bad serve.
30-15.
Maybe wanted to stay back there. Once you know you hit it bad, you should probably retreat. A little bit unlucky.
Surprised they're coming in against Durant.
Tomas Christian didn't think it was coming over. It came over, hits the top of his paddle. Doesn't go over the net. Durant, Mitchell take the lead 4-3.
Guys, new ball.
And Jeff, I'm sure the average time of game is a heck of a lot shorter than it was in Roger Christian's semifinal match.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it is. It is for sure. Yeah, the points are being played quicker. I mean, it's still slow for sure by Durant-Mitchell standards, but it's quicker than what was going on in the, you watched it, quicker than what was going on when Broderick and Christian were playing Hughes Powers or Humphreys match. This is, it's still slow, but it's quicker than either of those two matches.
Jeff, we should talk about the Baird and Fulton Cups this year at Nationals.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark. Give it a whirl. Those are great.
They're replacing the event that was formerly known as President's Cup, U.S. versus the world. Men and women are doing it a little bit differently, but I encourage everybody. There's going to be matches for everybody to play, and reach out to your regional president or Ann Sheedy and get some information on it. It should be just a terrific event, the brainchild of Graham McNerney.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, not to put a feather in our cap up here in Region 2, but we've had a long run of success.
Success?
Even though
That's what you call it?
Yeah, I would call it success.
I would call it dominance, Jeff.
Your dominance. I
Dominance.
mean, surprisingly though, a lot of the finals were all very close. They'd come down to a 3-2, and for whatever the reason was, no matter what line it was, whatever it came down to, whether it was line 5, line 3, line 2, it always just seemed to be that Region 2 pulled out that clutch match. It was a lot of fun while that happened, but
saved match points several times. I remember Patricio Mistrano winning a match for you in Chicago down match points.
that's right. And John Hughes, when he was first, let's call it an up-and-comer, I think he was actually line 5 playing with
Faisal Razali.
That's right, in a big match, and I think they were down a match point and pulled it out. And that was, long before Hughes is the John Hughes that he is now. So those were fun. This is also going to be, the new format seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll take a wait-and-see approach on it, but it seems like the APTA really has their stuff together when it comes to making some changes and trying some new things to make the game even more exciting than it already is.
I heard a rumor they didn't want Region 2 to win an 8th year in a row.
Well,
That's why they changed.
I was thinking about having some private conversations with those in charge about that because, I actually think Region 2 itself should be possibly inducted into the Hall of Fame, just as a region. Just saying,
I was thinking the President's Cup captain himself should go in because of that.
Well, I got to give some kudos to, we've had a couple Region 2 presidents and President's Cup captains.
Durant's really starting to take over here, Jeff.
Yeah, it's
seeing some mistakes from Roger Christian. Durant putting some balls away.
Tomas Christian giving that one a whirl.
Yeah.
Said, what the hell, we're down 30 love. Time for me to try to hit one. Not sure that would be in, Broderick's playbook of what he wanted him to do, especially because he missed it.
Great read from Mitchell.
I do like this when you're in a slow playing match and you're not getting that off-pace drive. You called it, Mark.
Just can't hit that ball against Durant. You know he's sitting on top of the net. You know he's looking to drop it.
Yeah, there's he's obviously one of those players you can't do that with. Araya's another. I mean, there's other guys. Kaler is another one that just, they're sitting on the net at most of the time. So you really have to be careful when you hit anything off pace, low like that, because it's just going to be that drop shot winner.
Love 15.
Really surprised to see Broderick coming in behind the serve to Durant.
It's interesting too. Mitchell wanted that, had him out of position. Christian was moving left, ball right on Mitchell's forehand where he likes it, and he just dumped it in the net. Durant not happy with that. What's interesting too here, you're seeing Broderick. You may not be able to see it, Mark, but he's really serving extremely hard. to both Broderick and Durant. I mean, he's putting a lot of power and pace on the serve.
40,
You
15.
see Durant playing a little too fast.
Yeah, he tried to sneak in there. You know, there was a high lob. He got a little bit of a late start, but Christian was able to, you know, hit it soft enough and low enough to keep it below the level of net, made it a tough volley for Durant. You know, there you go. There's Broderick staying back, sort of reset.
He's not giving points away. That's what he does so brilliantly.
Yeah, especially the big points, right? On the big points, he's so mentally tough. He really pays attention to, you know, the big points. I mean, he plays all points really tough, but the big points especially. On those points, he just absolutely grinds, doesn't make bad decisions. You know, if he's going to lose the point, it's going to be as a result of some great shot from the other side, something good. It's not going to be because he went for something. Oh, he tried to make something happen. On those big points, he just waits for the right opportunity and then tries to do something.
You played tournaments with Drew Broderick, right? You played Short Hills with him a few years back?
Yeah, a few years back, I played with Drew when he needed a partner. That was a great experience for me. His first time getting to play with him, first time really playing with a lefty. You know, I learned a lot back then about, you know, competing, how to play, you know, what Broderick thinks like, what his strategies are, how he approaches, you know, each match and each tournament. It was
Why don't you
amazing.
elaborate on that a little bit more? Why don't you elaborate on that a little more, Jeff?
Yeah, you know, he was clearly going to be the captain of the team, and you know, he would shoot through in advance of the match. There'd really be a strategy about exactly what we needed to do as a team, but for me personally, you know, where to play, where I'm going to hit the ball when it comes to me, you know, what the ball is going to be when the other team is going to be hitting the ball to me. And it was especially, you know, we didn't win. This really helpful when we played DeRose and Lubau
In the finals.
in the finals, and I didn't listen to what Drew said. I shouldn't say I didn't listen. I listened, but I didn't follow it. The match was over. You know, I just realized that I lost that match, not how bad I played, but just not by following all along what, you know, really wanted me to do. Not that, you know, Lubau and DeRouser, they've got national titles and they've won just about every tournament that's ever been played. But you learn from those that have come before you. And Tomas Christian is going to be learning a lot just through this tournament and probably for the rest of the year.
Miss lob from Broderick there.
30.
You know, he takes the tournaments and the matches very seriously. He's not, you know, he's not hanging out, chit-chatting away with all the other players. I mean, he's friendly with everybody and, you know, will talk and is social, but when it comes to match time and getting prepared for the match, you know, you don't see him 10 minutes before the match or 15 minutes before the match just kind of sitting around chit-chatting and being, you know, jovial and hanging out. He's mentally getting prepared with his partner. Great shot there by Tomas Christian.
Yeah, Mitchell gets beaten by the spin and it's 5-4.
Game.
Yeah, and I think you're
Broderick.
seeing some action here by Christian as well. I mean, he's got a better overhead than I think anybody realized. I mean, he's gotten some really good overheads in there, some great cutters, causing some problems for Mitchell. He's caused a few misses. You know, maybe Broderick will let Christian hit a few more overheads here in this match.
Well, they've had some success when they've been at the net, which is one of our keys to victory. They've got to find their way there on a more frequent basis.
Yeah, and this is the game. It's on the returning game. I don't have the stat book in front of me. I'm not sure if they've broken yet.
Yeah, well, they won 3 games in a row from down 2-love.
That's right. So we'll see if they can do it again here. I'd imagine this is going to be a very slow game.
What makes you think that?
Well, the other ones have been really slow. And this one is a very valuable game for both teams. They both, you know, especially Christian and Broderick, they have to have it.
Durant misses the cut there.
Love 15.
Had something to say to Mitchell. I wonder what that was.
I'm not sure. I wonder if, yeah, this is what I thought that Durant was going to say, which is, Mitchell, you take the overheads. I think what they want to do is, you know, I think what Durant wants to do is maybe he wants that ball.
What's the take
Give
the ball
himself a
cross court?
little better angle at that slasher over to Christian. I mean, when the ball's in the middle of the court, it's hard to hit, you know, hit a slasher into the corner. If Broderick ever gets that lob down the line, you know, Durant's going to be able to hit that shot again. The other thing I think that, you know, Durant might want to do, as opposed to him just constantly hitting these overheads, is give Mitchell a little action. And if they can get Broderick to drive, I think Durant's just going to be on top of the net and try to stick a volley somewhere. The other difference, too, is, you know, Durant will at times go for a little more risk on the overhead and take, you know, go for that cutter. And I think he wants to, by having Mitchell over there, it's going to prevent Durant from doing that.
15-30.
Great shot there by Mitchell. You know, good roller from Durant into the corner, got it low coming down the screen. Broderick ended up having to get, he got it, but it was a short ball. Mitchell moving his body left, moving his racket right. Ball comes left nice and short for a cutter winner.
There you show Durant looking for the drop shot.
Yeah, we've got a couple of, yeah, there it is. I mean, 3 errors by Durant in this game. You know, all balls that he, you know, not hard balls, balls that he would never miss. Just trying to make something happen.
Point for 5 all.
Broderick misses it.
Deuce.
A surprising cut by Broderick there. Durant looking for the nick on that roller.
Sporting some good stuff. Talked to Durant a little bit of, there's a big one. Talked to Durant a little bit about it. He's felt like this paddle gave him a little bit more spin on his serve. He's been serving better with it. He's also been smashing balls right at people with it.
And now Durant's saying, we're not going to play this style anymore.
Yeah. It's SA Rackets, as he calls it. It's got autographs on it. I can tell you this, you can give him a call and you can get a paddle, but it doesn't guarantee that you're going to play just like him. Maybe it'll make your game better, but it's not going to be the same as, you're not going to play exactly like Durant. Look at Christian. I mean, he's just staying in there. He was right there.
Yeah, Durant baited him there.
Yeah, he was right there for it. He's
in.
not happy. That's a ball that he almost always makes. I mean, he made a volley that was 5 times more difficult than that, you know, 1 or 2 shots before that, and then he missed the duck.
Well, Durant baited him. Durant made it look like he was coming in behind it. Mitchell tried to attack him, and then Durant stayed back, and Christian missed it long.
Mitchell almost let that one go by. Realized it was going to be in, and then he just put it right back into play.
Given the number of donations they've got this game from Durant, this is just such an important game, not just for the set, obviously, but for the match. That's a tough ball to swing at deep in the court. Another point for 5-all.
You know, the point lasts so long. That's what happens, Mark, right? So you finally get something you can hit to look at to try to make something happen, and you're right. He was just so deep in the court. It wasn't the right shot selection, but you know, it's hard to just stay there for that long and do, you know, basically just be hitting shots, pushing them, not doing a lot.
Surprising miss there from Christian. And fun to watch or not, don't mistake that this is an easy thing to do. This is really difficult with a mental and a physical perspective, what Project Christian are doing here.
No, absolutely, Mark. That's what, you know, that's what we were talking about. It's the strategy of I'm just not going to miss is an effective winning one. I mean, many, you know.
This stage of the match, you might not have made it out of here alive.
Yeah, we got, you know, Rick Eddy in the chair. He's an experienced umpire. He's up there. He's got a good, he had a good view of that. It was back towards us. Nobody in the crowd was like, oh my God, you know, that was a bad call. But these umpires, you know, sometimes, you know, in the last match there were a couple of overturns. Umpire Billy Horn overturned a couple calls. You know, not that anybody was, you know, trying to cheat or anything like that. It's just the, you know, the ball's moving so fast that sometimes you miss a call. Oh, what a great pickup there by Broderick. Durant really hit a great shot there, really big forehand, got it low down to Broderick, and Broderick snuck and got it over. Oh.
Oh, what a shot from Mitchell.
Yeah, this is really good.
That one.
Really good point here. Got it right in the corner there. Great shot by Tomas Christian. Another one got the nick. His overhead's been really effective here. He's hit some really good ones into this backhand corner. Got some nicks, got it low, causing some problems for either Mitchell or Durant or whoever happens to be in that backhand corner, and we're back to deuce.
That point saved. Durant constantly moving to the middle, looking to cut balls off, looking at that drop shot.
He is. He's just, you know, they're trying to bait Broderick into hitting a drive, but, you know, it's very hard to do. Broderick's very selective about what he drives and what he doesn't. And as long as Broderick can avoid, you know, hitting that drive while Durant's on top of the net, they're going to be fine.
Good play by Christian there, not to get drawn into an exchange.
Yeah, he's backing up every time, and rightfully so. I mean, he doesn't want to be in an exchange with Durant. Swing there by Christian, and Mitchell pushes it wide. Back to add out.
That's all mental stress. That's a ball Mitchell makes 1,000 times out of 1,000.
That's just frustration. You know, Durant is closing his eyes as he turned around and walked back. He knows that he's frustrated, and he doesn't want to be frustrated. This is really a challenging time mentally for Durant.
5-all.
All right, we had a little controversy there about whether the ball was in the air. We're having a discussion. So, Mark, what happened there is the umpire called the score, called 5-all, and there was Christian thought that it interfered with his serve. They were going to replay the point. Durant was going to replay the point. He would have been fine with that, but he did say, I want to let you know that, you know, it wasn't called while the ball was in the air. Broderick said, well, if that's what's happened, then fine, then it's your point, and that's where we are. So it's love 15.
Interesting, because Christian has the ability to serve whenever he wants to serve.
Yeah, I didn't hear the entire exchange, but I'm trying to give you what I heard and saw.
It was interesting in the women's match. That call confirmed?
Call confirmed. Mitchell for sure thought that ball was in.
15-30.
Mitchell's getting jumpy right now. He's jumping around. He's not happy. He's playing a little quicker. His body movement is going. Great shot there by Broderick.
Beats Durant. Very impressive. 30-all.
Yeah, it was set up by the Christian backhand volley. Got a little cutter, and almost like what Durant had been doing in the other match. He got a short cutter cross court, forced Mitchell in, and then just with the right pace, Broderick was able to get that one in the corner.
Really smart play by Christian, staying back on that serve.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for somebody who hasn't been in these big matches, his decision-making has been really good. He knows he doesn't want to be in those exchanges. He doesn't need to get involved in transition play. They're comfortable staying back there, and yeah, a little miscommunication there. It's probably Broderick's ball, but Christian's, because it's going to spin towards Broderick, but Christian needs to call that out and say yours.
Point for 6-5.
Great volley there by Broderick.
Durant is clearly pressing right now.
Let's just say it's a good thing Christian wasn't serving and volleying on that one. That return was smoked by Durant.
Little frustration.
reach out there by Mitchell. Almost
Gets
missed
away
it.
with it.
Yep. You know, Durant was in position to make that. Saw Broderick there. He was trying to sneak into the middle to get that backhand. There it is. He got the one he wanted. Wasn't able to do too much with it, but that's the one. And then he got the big overhead forehand, his favorite shot. Yeah.
He's so pinpoint precise with that backhand.
Yep.
We've had a lot of success at the net the last 20 minutes or so.
Add in.
Another miss for Durant. Point. We go up 6-5 for Broderick Christian.
Oh,
Deuce. Deuce.
back to deuce. That's one Broderick's going to want back.
Broderick thought it was good.
No, those are tricky ones to play there, Mark. It just barely
Durant
creeped
Mitchell.
over the net. You've got, you know, the big wingspan of Durant standing right there. You've got to hit the ball up. I think even if Christian puts that ball over the net, he's going to have a chest that says Viking on it. So probably just as good that he missed it.
Mr. Broderick's so tough. Just I talked earlier in the last match, Jeff. I think he's the best left-handed volleyer I've ever seen. Okay, called out by Broderick, called in by Christian. When the chair umpire says it was good, it's game Durant Mitchell. They lead 6-5.
6-5.
That's always so dangerous, Jeff, to call the ball out your partner
Durant,
obviously thought was good.
Mitchell, they lead the first set.
Yeah, it's
6
tough.
games to
It's
5.
tough there, you know. And like, I think you're right, though, Mark. Unless you clearly see that out, if your partner's playing it, you know, Broderick didn't have the best angle for looking at it. Obviously, the umpire has the best angle. Christian probably had a little better angle. I'm sure, you know, Broderick thought it was out or he wouldn't have called it out. But it's very risky at that point in the match to do that.
Yeah, especially when your partner had already told you he thinks it was good by not calling it. Jeff, is that your baby in the background?
No, haven't had one of those in a while. Not mine. Not taking ownership of that.
Love 15.
I'm going to say that
Boy,
that's, I don't know, maybe Floor Hanisch. Yep, that's what we got. We got a little Bostrom Hanisch baby in the background there. We're celebrating, but
Sophia.
we're about to quiet that baby up in no time. I can see it coming. We're shaking the bottle, and we have quiet baby. I didn't miss anything while you was gone, did I, Mark?
You missed some lobs and overheads. That ball might have been wide.
That was the one. That was the right one. It's what Durant's saying to himself. That was the right one. It's a little better footwork there, and it's probably a winner. That's gone. Tomas Christian with a surprising drive.
40.
Durant was clearly not ready for that ball. He was backing off the net, looking for the lob.
Well, you hadn't seen a drive, and you've only seen a few, so it's no surprise that Durant was surprised. I think everybody was.
Was that like double surprised? If there's no surprise that Durant was surprised?
Yeah, double negative.
Durant, if nobody was surprised that Durant was surprised, he's gonna have to work on this clip. Great get from Broderick.
He's got great anticipation, a lot of experience. You wouldn't put him up there with, one of the fastest players on tour, but his anticipation makes up for his speed. Great shot by Mitchell. Mitchell's had some success with that shot. When Broderick does get that lob short down the line.
Broderick's got so much control over that backhand. He just pinpoints it.
He's not getting a lot of looks at it. He really waits for his opportunity, and even when he gets, one opportunity, he may not take it. He may wait for another one. That, Mitchell tried to do that shot again, except it wasn't the same ball. Really wasn't in position to hit it.
Christian, first set is tied 6-all.
And we'll play a tiebreak to determine
We're
the
heading into
first
a
set.
tiebreaker. Broderick turns around, says hello to his son, who I think was asking for the score. Smart play there by Broderick. Durant was coming in. If he tried to take a whack at that one, it was probably just going to get swallowed up by Durant right at Tomas Christian.
I think one team needs to set more than the other, Jeff.
I really don't. It's been, it's been a well-played match from both sides. I'd say, more of the points that Broderick and Christian have won have come off of some, some dumb shots or just mistakes after getting frustrated by Durant. But, the pace of play is at the pace that Christian and Broderick want. Either way, I think we're going to see a lot of the same here in the second set, because neither team feels like they were really, out of this set, regardless of who wins it.
So much mental energy invested in this set.
The only thing I question is, in the second set, if Durant loses the set, are we just going to see this thing go haywire? Meaning, is he literally just going to start slamming stuff all over the place, which he has the ability to do, just to try to make, try to make more happen? Right now, he's playing the way I think that most people would say he needs to play in order to, to win, and what's made him a better player. I wonder if if he loses the set, you got to wonder if he's just going to go back to doing what he used to do a few years ago when he was in matches like this, which is, slam, bam, and try to make it happen.
Well, one of the keys to the match so far to me is how well Broderick and Christian have played at the net. Overheads have been good, gave Mitchell some problems with the spin. Kind of lured him into some bad drives. So it's not like Durant Mitchell can just give up the net without any threat, because Broderick and Christian have played it so well.
Yeah, I think what I wouldn't say the word surprised about, but what I'm most impressed about, not having, seen Tomas Christian, play at, at this level, meaning, making semifinals or finals of a big event, is watching him really play for the first time. I mean, I've played against him, but to really watch him play in a match like this with a high quality partner like Broderick, what I'm really impressed with is how, also how well he volleys. You haven't seen him. Hands. Yeah, he's not afraid. Not afraid isn't the right word, but he's, he serves and volleys against big returners like Durant and Mitchell. When Durant and Mitchell are taking their big drives, he stays right in there. He's got his backhand up on the thing nice and square. First point, long one.
Durant Mitchell.
Maybe the first ball that Christian's missed in the screen in a couple of matches. Like at a ball that, I wouldn't say it's routine, but fairly routine, and just just got caught up over there. So first point.
1-all.
And Durant gifts it right back. We're back to a tie, 1-1.
Wow, that hurts faulting to someone who's not really trying to return your serve with any pace or anything.
Oh, Durant got lucky there. Lead cord. Usually you get a lead cord with that kind of power coming off the top of the net. It's going to go long. That one snuck in. Still like to see, I'm watching these kind of points develop a little bit, and you're seeing, Tomas Christian is, lobbing the ball pretty well. Every once in a while he gets a ball right there, a little deeper to Mitchell, and it's clear that Mitchell's going to be the one hitting it. I wouldn't mind seeing Broderick, take a shot about coming in and doing like a, getting in halfway and doing a little blitz to see if he can try to make something happen and get Mitchell or Durant caught looking.
Broderick's happy to hit 100 balls, 200 lobs. That would accelerate the pace of play.
Maybe it's what I'm hoping to see, Mark.
Spectators must just be on the edge of their seats.
There it is.
Durant Mitchell.
Christian's been anticipating those shots and getting the most of them, but when you hit it that good, it's almost impossible to get. And again, it's one of those, even if Christian comes up and gets it, it's likely to be a tattoo if it comes back over.
Great pickup from Mitchell.
Oh, and he got him. He enticed him into it. Christian felt it. He wanted to challenge Durant. He wanted to take him on, but he dumped it in the net.
A lot of sports finishing second
right there. I mean, right there, Broderick was right in front of Christian. You don't have the angle that I had there, Mark. It really wasn't Christian missing the volley or anything that Mitchell did that was spectacular, but when Mitchell hit the ball, Broderick was literally right in front of Christian. So when it went past Broderick, Christian never had a second to really, even get his racket out and try to get on it. By the time he saw it, the ball was already on him. Durant and Mitchell take a little lead, a little bit of a commanding lead here in the tiebreaker. They're up 4-1, Mitchell to serve.
But both those points were played at Durant Mitchell's pace, not at Broderick Christian's.
4-2.
Very good point. And these 2 points that Broderick Christian have won in the tiebreaker have both been on fault. So, to be fair about it, they really haven't won a point yet in this tiebreaker. That's just been lost by, oh, what a great get. Really dug that one out of the corner.
We saw Mitchell have problems with the serve in the finals of nationals last year.
Yeah, I talked a little bit to Durant about that. We didn't really talk about it, but he mentioned it, when we were talking a little bit about his paddle. Good shot there by Broderick. And he thought that part of Mitchell's problem in that rain was the paddle and just the amount of, there was just not enough grit on it for nationals, given the way, the rain and the balls and everything else. Good play there by Durant. Got a good return low at Broderick. Really
Again,
tough
why is Broderick coming into Durant on a huge point like that?
Really good volley there by Christian. Mitchell got a lot of wood on that return, a lot of power on it. Christian was just happened to be, he was in the right spot with the right backhand up, ready to go. Look at it. Yeah, Broderick's not happy there. Went for the hard overhead, missed his spot. Broderick's talking to him. It's really one of the first hard overheads that Christian's hit. He missed his spot, sat it up like a meatball for Mitchell, and Mitchell took advantage of it, slammed it right at him, and he, just didn't have his paddle in the right spot. Broke the paddle back, ball goes short.
3 set points for Durant Mitchell, or 3 more set points for Durant Mitchell.
Yeah, that's just a really big mistake at the wrong time. Mishit shot. Needed to go side wire there or just push it deep and, let Broderick work his magic at the net on those big points. So it's, 6-3 instead of possibly 5-4.
Well, the whole breaker has been paid at Durant Mitchell's pace. I think this is the first point we've had that's been real slow.
I don't think we're going to see that same mistake again by Tomas Christian until the next tournament that they play, if ever.
If ever, that's a big statement, Jeff.
Hey. He stepped out of his role, stepped out of what he does well, what he's been doing well for, the last 3 matches. Tried to do something a little different. No, just a little deep. He did shag it down. First set is over. Mitchell Durant, the local favorites, pull out the first set in an exciting tiebreaker, 7-3. What do you think, Mark?
I think Broderick and Christian played about as good a set as they could play. They got a bunch of donations from Durant Mitchell, and they still came out second.
Yeah, that ball looks like it's been beat up. We're going to get a new one. And speaking of balls, we're going to talk about the Viking ball. It is the one ball to rule them all. One ball is consistently chosen for the sport's highest level tournaments, league play, social events, and weekend outings, and that is the Viking ball. For the last 25 years, we have remained the overwhelming choice. Viking, unleash the warrior in you. The official ball of the APTA, the official ball of the National Championships and President's Cup, and the official ball of the Grand Prix Series, even here in Boston. Players are taking a little break. They're laughing a little bit together out there. Broderick getting some water. Christian walking around, not happy with himself there the last couple of games. What do you think we're going to see here in the second set, Mark? Is it going to be another long, drawn-out battle, or are we going to see it go a little quicker?
I think it's going to be more the same. I'd like to think a few less donations from Durant, but I don't see why anything else would change. What are your thoughts, Jeff?
And Mark, I'll be right back with the second set in a little bit.
come here too.
Okay, looks like the players are getting ready to start. Durant serving to start the match. Set. Big question right now is, are we going to see a mental lapse from Broderick Christian after coming so close to winning that first set? They just let the tiebreak get away from them. The style they played the entire match. They got into the tiebreak and they just got away from what had been successful for them. The 3 points they won, 2 of them were on defaults. Roger clutching for the Christian to the lob. Interesting play. With a long grinding point.
Oh, I mean, when you lose a set or win a set and it's that close, there's no real need to change strategies. It's not like, oh, you know, we lost the set. Well, here's why we lost. We got to do something different.
I gotta go with your clock.
Well, we got a little dispute here on a line call. Well, I think Broderick called it out. Durant says the ball was definitely in. The umpire. Yeah, we're going to let this play out and see how that went. I think the umpire got involved. Durant is, you know, it appears right now he's not real happy with some of Broderick's calls. There have been a couple of close ones. There's been some overrules. And, you know, Durant was saying that ball was, you know, clearly inside the line. Broderick, you know, was sticking by his guns that the ball was definitely out. And I'm not sure what the umpire did with the call.
Well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what Durant thinks. It doesn't matter what Broderick thinks.
Yeah.
There's only one opinion that matters out there.
I'm going to listen and see here after this point is over and get the score.
15 all.
It's 15 all. So in that first point, Broderick called it out. I guess Durant really thought the ball was in. He kind of took exception to Broderick's call. The umpire went with Broderick's call because I don't, you know, it seemed to me that the umpire, Durant had hit the ball so hard. I don't think the umpire was really able to tell one way or the other, so it goes with Broderick's call. So at the end of the day, it seemed like Durant was not happy with Broderick about the call. I don't think Durant was taking exception with the umpire. I think he understood the umpire saying he wasn't able to have a clearly see it one way or the other. That's a bad miss by Mitchell. He's actually laughing at himself.
30 all.
And now almost broke the paddle on his calf.
$30-40.
Boy, a bit of a mental blur here from Durant Mitchell.
Yeah, and that can happen. You get into this, you know, you get Durant mad. He's mad about calls. He's mad about the way the match is actually going in terms of the style that it's being played at. I mean, they won the first set, but I'm sure you know, even if he walks off and wins it, I'm sure he's not going to be happy with the way that, you know, the match was played, the style that he was able to, you know, let might not be the right word, but that Christian and Broderick were able to play the style of match that they wanted, because clearly they're able to do that.
They're doing a great job of it. I would have thought Durant was going to cause more damage with his overhead, but
you know, part of that is I think a lot of people, including, you know, probably Hughes. You know, you had Hughes, one of the best overheads in the game, a lefty spinner hitting it into that forehand court. And then you had Humphreys, another lefty who could put a lot of spin and juice on the ball over into that forehand corner. And Christian is just really, really good on those screens. He's just been playing them great, really, really conservatively, not trying to do anything special with the lob. You know, you're not seeing balls go, you know, close to the sidelines, or you're really playing down the middle of the court, trying to keep them deep, but by the same token, he's not, you know, trying to dump them on the baseline or hit lobs over Durant's head for winners. So he's just playing a really conservative game over there, and no one's been able to break him down. I'm not going to tell you it's exciting to watch, but it's effective.
I think I asked Brad this question in the last match. Why do you think more guys don't play this way?
You mean against Durant and Mitchell, or just in general?
Both.
Well, I do think you might see, you know, with this level of success that these two are having against Durant and Mitchell, I do think you might see a little more of this, but it's very hard, I think, for most people to do because of the athleticism and the skill and the ability of all these other players to do so much more. You know, one of the things that, you know, Christian doesn't seem to have, although there was a big drive, is he just doesn't seem to be able to or want to generate any offense. And I'm not sure whether it's he can't or doesn't want to. And I don't think anybody does, because those, you know, these top guys who are typically in the, you know, semifinals, finals, haven't had an opportunity to play against him when he's been playing with another, you know, high-level player. That almost hit Durant. He used some good athleticism to get out of the way there. Some cheering there.
Game. Broderick, Christian, they lead the second set 1-0.
Broderick with a fist pump. Durant looking at him. I'm not so sure that this is going to be a love fest here in the second set. I mean, they were laughing and chatting with each other at the end of the first set, but there just appears to be a little bit of animosity on the court right now between Broderick and Durant as a result of that call. And then the fist pump right there, almost in the, you know, in the face of Mitchell and Durant. Let's see how they handle it.
This return to serve is going to be interesting.
Oh, new ball too, huh? Oof. Christian better be ready.
Do new balls hurt more?
Yeah, they do. Because they come off the paddle a lot harder. That was a good serve there by Durant. I mean, by Broderick, got it around, got it in the back screen. Durant wasn't able to take it off the deck, and then a fault.
Although that volley Durant hit was not intended to land in the court.
No, I don't imagine this one is either. I think it's going to go right at Christian.
A couple of faults from Broderick. Normally a reliable server.
You know, the other ball, you could hear it coming off the paddle. It was, you know, it's been used for a little bit. They've had some really long points. It was cold. This ball's it's new, it's a lot warmer. Ball's going to be traveling a lot faster. You can see it coming off the screens a little bit more. You know, I think it's going to be a little bit harder for, you know, everybody, but in particular, you know, Christian to volley if Durant, you know, gets some good wood on it. was almost the overhead that he missed.
Got him in trouble.
Yeah, that one there. Good volley there by Christian.
Randy Glofku comments, to play like this, you've got to be able to volley great. Not good, but great.
Oh, it's in. Right on the line. You know, I'm standing right on that line, Mark, and it looked the entire time like the ball was going to go out, and it landed, you know, just snuck in there right on the line. Here comes Christian around the pole. Mitchell there, great volley. Very rare mistake there by Broderick. That really isn't Christian's ball. It was misplayed by Broderick.
40.
He didn't call it out either, so Christian wasn't ready for it.
Christian probably should have followed it into the corner regardless.
I mean, I just don't know how Broderick makes those volleys. Year after year,
40.
I watch it. Great return there by Durant. Stretched him out low.
Yeah, got me in the fucking ear.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, kudos
hits
to Christian right there. Called it out. It just nicked him, nicked his ear.
Second set,
Called it out. Real sportsmanship there by Christian.
1-all.
You know, Mark, we got some local legends here in Region 2. Some former region leaders. Leo Power is here. His brother Bill and Leo. One of the top teams in the country back in the day. Won
Leo
many
used to yell at
tournaments.
Bill all the time. I remember Leo giving Bill a very hard time on the court.
Well, the older brother usually did, but you know, Bill Power used to have one of those unbelievable serves, a flat right-handed serve that would go for the nick every time. Leo Power, they called him the Cat, one of the fastest, great hands at the net, one of the first players to really play, at least in this region, to play right on top of the net. You know, you hit those, you drive it at him, he just sticks his paddle out there and it would drop in. So, you know, he's in the house here watching the final. You know, some other...
Sir Christian.
Yep, some other local legends. You know, Billy Anderson's from this neck of the woods, used to play with Mike Stulak in that little national championship. You know, those are the guys that came before guys like Johan Durant and Stephen Mitchell. We had Rob Pierce play yesterday. Rob Pierce, another local legend, was playing with former national champion with Johan Durant. Jerry Albrights, they were playing in the NRT. I won't say how old Rob Pierce told me that he was, but I think it was something like 60-something. He wanted to try to find somebody to play in the 60s with. Thinks he's still got game for an old guy, but he can't find anybody to play with him. So anybody 60 out there who still thinks they're great, give Rob Pierce a call. He's looking for somebody to play in the 60s with. Mark, have you completely retired from paddle? Are you playing in any of those age division things or what? Or is your PTI now too high?
No, I don't even know my PTI. I'm just playing locally with friends. Great anticipation there for Broderick. Durant misses that one.
Yeah, they're just digging down everything. Short ones, low ones in the corner. They're digging everything out and lobbing it up. Durant's up there talking to himself a little bit. There's the old school slammer right at the person. Broderick Didn't see that one coming. Normally he's able to get out of the way of that, turn his body sideways, let it come off the back screen, and then he comes in with the big forehand, but Durant got a piece of the body there, and they win the point.
Think Durant feels badly about that?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Mitchell's had some. Yeah, Mitchell's had some success with that shot, but he misses that one wide.
Just cannot hit that three-quarter pace return with Durant at the net.
Yeah, I heard here, you know, we can hear what Christian said. I think the ball hadn't even reached Durant's paddle yet, and he had already said sorry to Broderick. He knew.
Durant's looking for that nick.
Deuce.
Broderick lets that one go through his legs, comes off the back, hits the side, and lobs it back up.
Advantage, Broderick Christian.
I mean, that point was so long, Broderick forgot who was even, Durant even forgot his partner was serving. Yeah.
Game. Broderick and Christian. They lead the second set 2-1.
Fast changeover by Durant.
He's really, you know, honestly, he's you can see it. Staring right at him. He's talking to himself. He's really trying to keep this thing together mentally.
Can we get lights on?
It's just, they're going to turn the lights on out here.
Please.
I mean, this could be the first time in the history of APTA finals on a Sunday in a 2-day tournament where the lights had to go on for a final.
Put these on too.
I think that's in anticipation of how long this thing might go and to adjust their eyes, but it's actually going to start getting dark here in about an hour. Durant he's really frustrated. He's got to keep it together mentally before this thing goes down the drains too quick. I think he's really trying to think through, try to find a way to speed up the match and speed up the play because he's just bored. Yikes. I don't think
There
Durant
was
was
intent
actually...
on that volley, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't think he was actually trying to win that point any other way than to hit Broderick. I mean, look at he's just, and then they just move back. I mean, that's a great play by Durant. Not a ball Broderick usually tries to hit. Wasn't going to do him any good anyway with Durant at the net, but he got Broderick a little bit out of his game there and got him to rush a shot. I mean, you have to be impressed with Christian. I mean, you got to be impressed with his volleys. He's volleying really well, making all the right shots. And here they go back into their corners, playing deep in the court, going into the lob tactic, letting it hit the screen.
Off. Okay, sorry. You're right.
Tries to smash it at him. And here we go. That's the game Durant wants to play. And unfortunately, the ball is all over the place. People running everywhere. I cannot believe the action. Look at this, and now we're done.
30-40.
That was impressive.
Great point.
Unbelievable. Will we see more of that?
Not if Drew Broderick has anything to do with it.
Oh, great shot there by Durant. But that's what it's going to take for them to finish a point. It's going to take one of those high-risk shots by Durant. And when he's making them, they win the points. When he misses them, they lose the points.
15 love.
So 2-all.
Oh, miss-hit winner there by Durant. He was waiting for the Broderick drive. He closed in on top of the net. but it rolled off of the top of his paddle, off of the top of the net that he's taught at for so many years, rolls over the net, and the speedy Tomas Christian couldn't get it.
$30-15.
Yeah, he's talking to himself there. No, 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 don't. But, you know, at the end of the day, those are the shots that, you know, he's going to need to make in order to, you know, speed this matchup. I don't really see a problem with him going for that. He's obviously got the ability to make it. I don't know what he's waiting for, if he's waiting for one that's better than that or what.
What do you think his batting average is so far today?
Who?
30-40.
Little under 50%. You know, but that's a ball that's been getting them in a little bit of trouble. You know, Tomas Christian is, you know, when you're going backside and it comes off high, you know, you've seen now the last couple of times he's actually doing something with that ball. He's putting a little pace on it. He's hitting it down. Great lob there by Broderick, got it in, and now they're a little transition. They're now at the net. Broderick's going to go to town, making those shots. Another lob there, retransition, and everyone's going, oh, that was smoked by Durant. I mean, that ball, I can't believe there's anything left on it. That was compressed. He was aiming right for Christian, missed him. Christian ran forward, got it off the top of a paddle, and hit it long.
And by smoked, you're talking about how he hit it or how much was coming out of his ears?
A little bit of both there, Mark. Really good point. I mean, he is clearly frustrated. He is not happy. You know, he's not happy to even be on the court right now. I'm sure he'll be less happy if he wins, but even if he wins, I can tell you that he's not going to be happy. Lets that go through. Tries to stretch with a big, long stride. Misses it wide.
Advantage, Broderick Christian.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at some point if you see, you know, Durant actually try to hit Broderick or Christian on the fly while they're standing at the baseline. Mark, when's the Super Bowl?
A couple of weeks, Jeff. We got the championship games next weekend, the conference championship games. And then I think there's 2 weeks after that. You worried you're missing it because this is going to be going on?
That's what I was thinking. I want to make sure that you know, if this is still going on, I want to make sure that somebody brings a TV in here.
I think there's some playoff games going on now. Maybe the Rams and the Buccaneers. The Tom Brady fans in New England. Are any Tom Brady fans left in New England, or are they all abandoned ship?
No, I mean, as soon as the Patriots were out of the playoffs, everybody around here is rooting for the Bucs.
Well, they are
Brady,
rooting for the Bucs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, up here, everybody, they're Brady's fans. They don't hold anything against him for leaving. You know, they don't hold it against Belichick either. They don't hold it against the owner, you know, Bob Kraft, nothing. Everybody's a Brady fan. Everybody's a Patriots fan. And, you know, the only thing we really haven't seen is if they were, you know, in the Super Bowl. I think fans around here, generally, they're Patriots fans first and Brady fans second, but it's really close.
Great movement there from Christian.
Mark, a lot of these points seem to be played the same way.
You noticed that, Jeff?
There's not a lot of variety in the points. Seeing a lot of lobs, a lot of overheads, a lot of, you know, soft pushing drives.
I mean, the whole strategy is to bore Durant to death, right?
It is. It is. I'm actually thinking that, you know, we talked in the earlier in the day, or maybe it was yesterday. I can't remember. It was so long ago with Art Williams. But I think we could get Art back out here, and I'd like to hear what Art has to say about this style of play versus what we were talking about earlier. It'd be interesting to get, you know, his perspective. Somebody who played, you know, in the, you know, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. Because it's almost like, you know, a lot of this match, they may as well be using those old balls and the wooden paddles.
Well, at least Broderick and Christian, the array of shots Durant's hitting, you'd probably break one of those old paddles.
Yeah, it might spice things up a little bit, though. You know, you break a paddle, you got to go, you know, it's like breaking a string on a tennis racket. You got to go to the racket bag, get out a new one. How often do you think these top guys, you know, replace their paddle a season?
I think it's 3 or 4 times a year. Broderick misses there, and the game is over. 3-2.
Mitchell. They
Durant
lead the
Mitchell.
second set 3 games to 2. They won the first set.
Well, like we talked about, Mark, this set is staying close. Not much has changed. We're anticipating another barn burner here at the end of the set, looking for a, you know, probably a 6-4, 7-5, or 7-6. Something's going to happen. Oh, the crowd is getting into it. We've got a wave going back there behind the scenes. Durant is laughing his A off. Big smile, turn around, look at that. They're all cheering him on. He is chuckling away. They all must be Durant fans coming in from Weston Country Club and the Country Club. The cheering is going crazy because of the spectacular play or boredom, one or the other. We don't need to know. It's just the excitement that we want to hear and see.
Just feel like when it comes down to it, the big moments, Durant and Mitchell are going to find a way to win the big points.
You would think so.
15 love.
And that was the MO in the first set. They did not play a great tiebreak, and they still won it relatively easily.
Yeah, they gave up, you know, they did. That's right. They gave up two faults in the tiebreaker. You know, I think in that tiebreaker, Tomas Christian had a little bit of a struggle. Yeah, and that one's on Drew. I mean, Christian had hit a good overhead there, and then he said, yep, a little miscommunication.
It looked like Drew was unhappy with Christian there. Did I misread
No,
that?
yeah, he said, you know, it's your ball if you know, you got it. But Drew, you know, looked to me, it was Christian's ball. Drew wanted Broderick wanted Christian to play it, but Broderick had picked up his paddle. I mean, if Christian had took a swing at that, it was going to knock the paddle probably right out of Broderick's hand, then maybe even, you know, cause an injury. Of course, there was, you know, we've got the all-time greatest paddle throw on live stream is, Mark?
Live stream. Was Mike Cochran's on live stream?
I don't know. I mean, I've got one in mind, and it wasn't on purpose.
Hughes bounced over the court. You and I were doing that match together, finals and nationals.
That's right. That's the one. Hughes took, you know, there was a ball, it was coming over nice and slow. John Hughes was lining up one of his super cutter drives. It was about 70 degrees out. He was going to spin the heck out of one, swung as hard as he could. Paddle came out of his hand, bounced into the court, and literally bounced outside of the wired cage. I mean, that was an injury waiting to happen. Thankfully, it didn't hit, you know, any of the hundreds of spectators that were there for that finals or any of the players in the court, because that could have caused some serious damage.
That was crazy.
It's a paddle throw I'll never forget.
An unintentional paddle throw.
Unintentional from one of the nicest guys ever to play, John Hughes.
Yeah, we had a good one that wasn't on the live stream at the Huntington Country Club, Anton Maprin, when he first started playing. There are rumors that he killed the deer with the throw. But we couldn't find the deer. It went so far.
Yeah, I've seen a really good Mick Doya throw once in
Oh,
Rochester.
I bet Doya really can throw it.
Yeah, it was an amazing one. It was when Hughes was first starting to play. We had a memorable trip up to Rochester. He got me to play Rochester. This was when I was actually good and he stunk. So I went up to Rochester. We drove all the way to Rochester, which, Rochester's a legendary paddle area. The players up there are spectacular. They got a big fan base, and they're big paddle supporters. But we drove all the way up there one night, and I won't get into that story. But we ended up playing Erdoya, and I think it was Dan Regan, or maybe it was Mark Innes at the time. It was one of the two.
40-30.
And we were just torturing Erdoya. He just kept hitting all these. He wasn't the player he is today either, but he kept hitting these up-down overheads and right to Hughes. And even when Hughes wasn't that good, he could still hammer that ball, and he just kept doing it for an entire set. Erdoya at the end of the first set, when they got spanked by us like 6-1 or 6-2, he sent that thing out like a Frisbee. I think it went about 100 yards. He had to go chase it down. I went to the bathroom in between sets, came back out, and he still hadn't gone and found his paddle. He was still coming back, so that was one of my favorite throws. He doesn't do that anymore, but
DJ Getz put one on top of the bubble at center court back when they had paddle courts.
yeah, DJ's been known to throw the paddle once in a while too. Back in the day.
DJ's top 10. DJ's top 10 when it comes to throwing paddles. For that last game, it looked for a minute like Durant Mitchell was going to put the hammer down, and they had a couple of bad misses, and Christian had a great volley. And it's 3-all.
Durant's got such great reach at the net. Christian just hit a good one there. Durant just stuck his paddle out to the right, bounces off his paddle right back into play. Didn't allow the ball to get to Mitchell's feet. They're getting Broderick and Christian to hit a couple of drives in this game. We've seen 3 of them. Great shot there by Broderick. Really got that up on Mitchell. Almost got the point. Got it right up into his right wing. Mitchell had to make a tough volley.
Great catch from Christian there.
Yeah, I mean he's so deep. You know, when you play that deep and your back is, literally just about on the back screen, it does make playing the screens a lot easier. You don't have to move. You're not stretching back to hit them. But, when you're back that deep, as we've seen, there's almost zero chance of you generating any real offensive shots or having any threat of hurting the 2 players at the net, because when you're back that far, the amount of time that the people who are at the net have to, see the ball, react to it, volley it, the amount of time that you'd have to, close in on the net, is so much greater. That's why, you know, you see the, you know, the top guys from the back, from the, you know, the guys with the big drives from the baseline, or even the ladies from the baseline with the good drives. They're, you know, they're driving because they're, you know, on the baseline or inside the baseline. They're able to take that ball off the deck because of where they're standing. You know, here, given where Tomas Christian is standing, it's, you know, there's nothing he can do. Nothing.
No way to drive that ball.
No, yeah, but he's resigned to the fact that not only is there nowhere to drive it, he's not really going to. And you saw there, like he had a little bit of pop on that, but there was so much time for Mitchell or Durant to see it that it's really ineffective. You're kind of just praying for a miss. You know, and here's where you know, Durant in a match like this, you know, you miss a little bit of a Mark Parsons, somebody who is, you know, got a reputation for really being able to take these overheads and hit nicks and hit them hard with that roller. You know, that's one way to end these points. But, you know, Durant, I'm standing right here in the corner that he's hitting to, and he's close to the nick on almost all these, but he's not hitting the nick. You can tell that he's definitely trying for it, and it's just missing. And to be fair, like, you know, Broderick is playing, you know, he sees that Durant's doing that, and Broderick is playing it, you know, perfectly, the same way that he would teach it to the members at his club, and there it is. He snuck one in there, and he got him.
Yeah, Broderick's plays the nick as well.
Standing there in that corner, he's looking at his son, he's laughing a little bit about it. He knows. He knows. I'm not sure if that one hit him in the air or not, but I can tell you, even if it hit him in the air where Broderick was standing, the last thing you're going to hear from Durant is, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, no, that was on the bounce. I had a good angle at that one. Great angle to see how much time Durant takes on these balls. He's so patient, so calm. Never rushes.
That's two. Christian, you know, tapping his chest. He knows that's, you know, his fault. It was a really good shot by Mitchell, got it down. You know, it's a classic play. One guy drives the ball at the feet, the other one blitzes. And when you have Durant blitzing, looked like Tomas Christian, you know, tried to stay in there, and I think he knows better than that. He needed to turn sideways, make himself skinny, get out of the way, and then go chase it down. I mean, he's kind of skinny to begin with, but he needed to turn sideways.
Jeff, what's the most hit points won in a single game? The record for that?
Points won in a single game.
Hits, when you hit somebody, when you peg somebody with the ball.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think it's got to go back to the year that, you know, the year that Durant played with Albrights when he came out with that slam shot. And he...
John Schmidt.
Yeah, Schmidt. That's a good one. I think Durant's played with Parsons in a President's Cup match against
I remember
Chicago.
that against Good Speed and Peter Burka.
Burka, yeah, I mean, that number of hits, that President's Cup match, I mean, I think there might have been something going on there with Durant and Burka, but Durant hit Burka a lot.
That's a skinny man to hit a lot.
Great shot there by Broderick, got one up high. Durant tried to close in and get it, but it had to reach a little bit. So that's one. You know, the Goodspeed, the finals, the Goodspeed Manziger match, Goodspeed got hit a lot. You know, when that shot was new and nobody really knew how to play it off the screens or what it was, you know, Durant won a lot of points by hitting people on with that thing. You know, people
it's amazing
learn.
how the players have adjusted to it.
Yeah, that's just the, you know, the development of the game. Players getting better. I reached a little bit for that one. second guessing himself as to whether he should have drove it. The fans were appreciative of it, but I don't think his teammate was. Tried to hit him again there.
And I can report that Tom Brady's having some problems. Got called for the first unsportsmanlike penalty of his career. Unsportsmanlike conduct, and they are down 20-3.
Ooh.
If anybody's not watching the game. That's a good ball from Christian there. And there's a rule change. Also, Michael Montalbano points out because of that shot. Used to be that the ball bounced over the net, you won the point. Now you lose the point if it passes the plane of the net.
Well, I mean, I don't know when that rule change went into effect, probably shortly after, but, you know, I'm just looking at this match, I think they should think about reinstating that rule. That might, you know, the players today, they're so fast. You see it coming. If somebody's capable, I mean, we've seen Durant hit some really, really hard. I mean, if somebody's capable of hitting it hard enough to get it to go in the court, off the back screen, and then back over the net again, you know, what's wrong with that? I mean, that's a great shot. It's no different, quite frankly, than somebody who's able to hit a super cutter that lands on the other side of the court and then bounces back over the net on this side. Takes the same amount of skill, in my opinion, to be able to do that. But I don't make the rules, Brad. And I don't make the rules, Mark. And I don't make the rules, Patty. Or Amin.
Durant lines up for every shot the exact same. And all of a sudden, he'll just explode into a ball. That's what makes it such an effective shot.
Look at that. Great decision there by Tomas Christian. Oh, he tried to hit him. Well, he did try to hit him. Broderick's hat came off. He grabs his hat on the way in. Never really picked up the ball, and we got 4-3.
Did Durant knock the hat off?
I couldn't see if the ball knocked the hat off or if the hat came off by Broderick trying to get out of the way. I think Broderick saw it coming. He knew that thing was going to be hit.
John Scott, do you have that? Can we see that one again?
The fans certainly liked it. Puts a little smile on Durant's face. Mitchell's trying to keep himself warm, seeing as how he really hasn't hit a ball in about 25 minutes either. Durant's been taking all the overheads.
Here we go. Christian to serve. 3-4, second set.
Oh, some great play.
Follows.
Oh, and he hit him again. Great play right there. What a pickup by Christian. Got the ball into the corner. Mitchell makes a great get. Durant charges in again and hits somebody with a volley. Point, Durant, Mitchell.
Smart play by Mitchell.
Mark, while we're here, why don't we give a big shout out to the winners of the 100 plus. They might be watching here, some of their friends, some of their family. It looks like the winners were, I'm going to pull it out here. Nate Burns
important thing to know.
And Jake Garmy. Winners of the 100 plus. Congratulations to them. They're going to be local legends here for a while, but now they're going to have to come back next year and defend. And we know that defending is always a challenge, especially in a division like 100+, because now you're 2 years older collectively, and those young bucks are coming up. They're going to get 2 49-year-olds this year that we're watching, probably going to go on the live stream, see how these guys play, and challenge them next year. But good luck to them next season. They are
Does each player have to
officially.
be 50, Jeff?
Well, I mean, I don't think I'm good enough, to be honest with you.
Can you have a 45-year-old and a 55-year-old is my question?
You can, yeah. You don't have to both be over 45. So, you know, you can get somebody who's 70 playing with somebody like John Hughes, right? I mean, that would be interesting in the 100 division. You get somebody, you know, 70, they just basically serve, return, and let somebody like Durant, you know, do whatever. I mean, Durant's, by the end of this match, he's probably going to be 50. So he could play probably with anybody next year. But, you know, that would be interesting. You get one of these top guys to play with, you know, somebody who's significantly older than them, so you get that 70-30 mix and see sort of how that would go versus, you know, two guys who are, you know, closer to the same age. That would be interesting. I could play with Genius. I mean, could you imagine that team? Unbelievable.
This thing's going down fast for Roderick Christian.
Love 40.
You know, then we had the NRT. We had Josh Stiles, also great from out this area, has moved a little bit west, so he's playing out there with guys like John Hughes out in Springfield, so he's only getting better and better, and he teamed up with his partner, Mike Liu, and they beat another local team, great pro, Carl Greger, and Greger's partner. I'm trying to read it, but I don't have my glasses, so that's... let's see. Let's see who we had. Somebody's
Big
going
point
to
right
help.
here.
Someone's going to help me out with that. Oh, here come my glasses. I'm getting some glasses. Aaron Revzin and Carl Greger in the finals against Mike Liu and Josh Stiles. Awesome play. I was fortunate enough to play with my son in that event. It was awesome. 18-year-old son. We lost. We were seeded second. I don't know why, but we lost to a great team, two pros from out this way, Da Silva and Rodriguez. They played great, made it to the semis. Two new up-and-comers from South America, teaching pros in this area. I think one of them's over at Manchester by the Sea. They lost in a barn burner in the semis in 3 sets to Greger and Revzin. But they're going to be up-and-comers someday soon. They'll be in these Grand Prix and NRTs soon enough.
Another point for 5-3. Christian with a couple of great volleys this game. Big moment in the match right here.
Big stretch. Mitchell looking back a little bit. He thinks he got a little bit of a bad bounce off the screen. It might have hit the seam. Great volley again, like you said, by Christian. Durant coming in. Tried to do the return and blitz. Reached out just a little bit outside of Durant's reach, and that's hard to do.
This would be some hold from Love 40.
Yeah,
Another
they did.
missed
They
kick.
held it out.
Christian. Second set is 4-all.
Wow, huge hold. They were on the edge of the abyss there.
Yeah, this ball, you know, the ball is being put out of play.
Ball is being put out of its misery.
Yeah, that ball there was nothing left on it, to be honest with you. I mean, these points are lasting so long. You know, there was not much left on this ball. We got a new ball here. You know, these sidearm serves, when you get a new ball, I think it becomes, you know, it's a little bit harder to get the ball in. Hopefully you don't see any faults. Nobody wants to, you know, lose or win that way, but it's a little bit tricky with the new ball and the sidearm serves. It comes off the paddle a little hot, a little bit more challenging to keep it in. You know, big game here, Mark, right? We got that great shot there by Broderick, that forehand.
Love 15.
Looks like Broderick's. Oh, he couldn't get it. I wonder if he let that one go, it would have gone back over the net, and that rule that Monty was talking about would have come into play, but Broderick put his paddle on it. He might have been better letting that one go and letting it bounce and then saying it went back over the net. Oh, he does it again. Christian misses it.
First one we've seen from Mitchell.
15.
Almost had that right there. The new ball fault. Got a let court and was still able to keep it in. Oh, that might have gone out. Christian played it to be safe.
Yeah, I don't think it was going to be close.
You know, it's always hard to tell when you got to move left to go hit it because you don't really know where you are in the court. You can't see the out of bounds because you're, you know, where he was, you're moving left into the out of bounds. And they didn't want to give the net up, so he took the conservative route and went for playing it versus letting it bounce and then letting Durant and Mitchell get a chance to come back in. Oh.
Christian does volley really well. Oh, shocking miss from Broderick.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was set up right. Feet got a little stuck underneath him. Rare miscommunication there by a team that's been playing together for a long time. Broderick slowing things down here. This is definitely an intentional move. They're talking about this point.
Or they're talking about something. They have 3 points, four chances to go up 5-3. This is a 40-15 game.
I mean, I can't. I'm watching. I've been, you know, right here in this corner, and then I got a really good view of, you know, Durant going over to Broderick's corner, and he is just missing that nick on so many shots.
Mrs. Parsons. Not Mrs. Parsons, but he misses Mark Parsons.
Yes.
Mrs. Parsons is Dana.
But we saw Dana Parsons out here in Boston this weekend.
Looking for Fusion Sports.
With all the apparel, she did a great job keeping everybody organized, keeping everything structured, making sure all the players ordered their merchandise on time. 11:59 p.m. on the day of the deadline. She was there, making sure. Great.
Voice action.
Oh, that's going to go out. Oh, he got it. Great play. Durant trying to make something happen. Yeah, the favors this year were outstanding, as they are every year. Nice gray hoodies. Some great hats here at the Boston Open. Some jackets. Lots of great gear.
Broderick's getting a little more active.
Transition. Good volley there by Christian. Nice play by Mitchell.
I was surprised Durant didn't take that ball. Broderick.
I didn't think Broderick was going to get that one. He had his feet. He was standing still.
Broderick is as good as there's ever been chasing balls down. I think one more ball in play.
Oh, he got him there. That's the one we used to see. The low one off the back screen.
Mitchell.
Another point for 5-4.
That one was close, but just inside the sideline. Broderick thought about hitting that one, thought about hitting that one. Tomas Christian normally hits that one, but we're really seeing super conservative play right now. There it is. Oh, miscommunication, but they go back and get it. Broderick goes for the super cutter. Oh, Mitchell almost flicked it back up. Great shot by Broderick under pressure. Hard shot to hit under the circumstances, but he pulls it off. And we are back to deuce. Also known as 40 all, 30 all, double deuce, triple deuce. This, also known as big point. I think the APTA is going to strongly consider no ad scoring soon.
Maybe no lob scoring also.
Maybe we'll change the scoring system altogether, Mark, and I think we just go to like 30. Oh, we did. There it was. He actually tried to hit him in the air. Can't blame him, but he missed. I think we're going to see it again because he just missed.
Oh, what a shot from Durant.
Oh, there. Oh, Durant is pumped up. He wanted that. He actually pushed. He yelled at Mitchell in the middle of the point. Get out of the way. Mitchell runs to the side screen like many partners that have gone before him. Ball comes off the back screen. Durant rips it around the net into the corner. Broderick couldn't chase it down.
Advantage, Broderick Christian.
Called wide and confirmed by the chair umpire.
Got him. Boom. Bullseye. Back to deuce.
Deuce.
Maybe Durant's next opponents to wear a bullseye on their butt.
Well, there's my favorite shot, the push overhead. Oh, what a get. Oh, he missed it wide. This is, I think, what the fans expected to see from the outset of the match, and it's finally coming to fruition. 1 hour, 50 minutes later, Durant is really coming to play.
Point for 5-4.
Mark, what are the odds we see a ball get slammed at Tomas Christian again?
I would say that they're about 90%.
There it is, and we got 5-4. The wave is back in the background. Fans are jumping up and down, doing jumping jacks on the sidelines. This is good stuff now, Mark.
Apparently the finals of the men's NRT has not been played yet since Gregor Renson also played in the Grand Prix.
4 serving 5, taking some time, gathering themselves. I don't think we're going to see a strategy change of any sort here.
Meaning Roger Christian going to lob and Durant's going to try and hit them?
Yeah, I think it's going to get a little more aggressive. I do think Durant is going to try to hit this ball as hard as he can right at Tomas Christian. Just saying. Yep. Maybe Broderick.
Love 15.
3 points from the end, Jeff. Can we get a time on this match, John Scott? How long it's been? 2 hours, 31 minutes, and we haven't finished 2 sets.
Oh, great play by Christian. Mitchell, great hands usually coming in. He's got one of the best reaction volleys, but Christian just stayed right in there and got a tag of his own. Broderick smartly stays back there. Another loud scream by Durant, making sure that Mitchell played that ball. I once played a 3-hour-something match, Mark, in Nationals when I played with Araya. We played against Le Pevere.
Mac Le Pevere and Casey Watt.
And Casey Watt. That was a long one. It wasn't played this style, but it went a full 3 sets. Just a grinding match. That's the longest one that I've ever been in. Certainly, if this one goes 3, it's going to be longer than that. Weston's been a great host, but I think if I stay here any longer, they're going to charge me annual dues.
I was thinking rent.
I don't want to rent. I mean, it's a great golf course. It's just a great club. If I got to pay the annual dues and they let me in, I think I'll take it. Maybe I can get a discount.
What club would let you in?
That's the problem. I'm trying to do this volunteer work so that I can improve my resume and, get somebody on a membership committee to let me in.
I played that golf course with you, Jeff.
We have played here back when Durant, he was the pro here for a while before his good buddy Genius took over. Now Genius is here, and it's just not the same for me, quite frankly. His golf game sucks. He doesn't invite me out to play. I mean, he's nice. He calls me when he needs legal help, but when it comes to golf and stuff, it's just not the same type of love that Durant gives me. I mean, the U.S. Open is coming to the country club, and what's the call? The first call that I get, Durant saying, hey, if I get some tickets, you want to go? That's the type of guy Durant is. And great guy.
As opposed to Genius Shizuke.
Genius guy, he hasn't, just legal advice is what he calls for. That's it. It's the only time we get a call.
Free legal advice.
Yeah. Oh. I was going to like to see that little exchange right there, see if, Durant was obviously going to come in and charge, but it would have been nice to see some action. Great move there by Tomas Christian. Jumped up, not the tallest guy, but he jumped up and got that one. Closes back in. Oh, that's trouble. Chases it down, goes back to his corner, flip, touch. Christian gets it.
Play-by-play, Jeff?
The slammers, I could have predicted that was coming into the side screen, almost hits the umpire off of the back screen. Broderick looks up, wondering if you can do like an umpire interference, but it didn't get up quite that high. He scraped the side boards. Lucky he didn't injure himself. And we're back to 30 all.
2 points from the match.
Oh, got it into the body on Durant, made him move a little bit left, and Durant puts it in the net.
40,
And we're
30.
1 point from 5-all. Christian really hanging in there. Good volley there. Oh, it's wide, and we are at 5-all, folks. Are we going to see the wave?
Broderick and Christian. The
Not
second
yet.
set is
They're going to wait for the
5-all.
changeover. And a drive return by Tomas Christian.
Love 15.
Well, I'm happy to report that I just got my first invite, a formal invite to play the 100s next year. Mark Parsons and I are in for the 100s. I know that I'm going to get some free Fusion gear from Dana and Mark. Really appreciate that. My address, 77 Orchard Road, East Longmeadow, Massachusetts.
Jeff, you know, airline cruise timeout.
Oh, we got him. Let cord into the court off of Broderick. Broderick saw it coming. He did turn sideways, tried to get out of the way. He probably would have gone forward, chased it down, and had one of those high forehands that he likes, but he just couldn't get out of the way quick enough. Another one there. Missed it. Long. Looks like it actually went. It got hit so hard that it went hit the snowboard, went under the snowboard and out of the court.
I think he was trying to hit him there on the fly. I think that was a miss hit.
I think it was a miss hit. It didn't look like, you know, I think if he was trying to hit him on the fly, it would have been up a lot higher than that. And there's another effort.
15-40.
We got 15-40. Opportunity here for Tomas Christian. Let's see if he's going to drive the return. He does. Durant cuts it off, puts it in the corner, goes right back at him. Christian comes up, and he misses that. Took it with a backhand. Kind of an interesting play there to take that with a backhand. Really want to take that with a forehand and go into the open court. And we're back to deuce.
40 all deuce.
Great slide by
Great
Mitchell.
shot there by Broderick to sneak that by.
Broderick and Christian hitting a few more balls right now, Jeff.
That was very close to being out. Oh, great play there. Really good lob by, oh, this is getting slammed. And he gets hit again. The body count is going up.
Advantage Durant Mitchell.
Are there paramedics there, Jeff?
Not yet. I mean, I think that, you know, the Tomas Christian's, I think, been hit a good handful of times now. Broderick's been hit about 3 times, and it's the only one that we've seen get hit on the other side was that one volley by Tomas Christian got Mitchell. So if we're playing, I mean, maybe we could just play this match by body counts. And so right now I think it's at least 1 set to Durant Mitchell, and probably Durant Mitchell up 2-0. First set, I would say, was 6-1. Oh, here we go. Same ball, same place, same plays. Looking up again at the umpire chair. He doesn't like it. If Durant can keep hitting that spot that hard off the back screen, that's going to be a winning strategy. It's just not coming off the side screen, and you got to think about running down there, running into the pole, the ball going over the net. It's making Broderick a little bit uncomfortable. And really, he's not, you know, you can tell that Durant is really just trying to hit whoever happens to be over there, whether it be Tomas Christian or Drew Broderick. He's had enough. He's trying to hit him. But right now, we got 5 serving 6, second set. Tomas Christian serving to stay in the match. Durant, great play, very frustrated right there. A good opportunity to tag somebody else again, and he just pushed that thing long. Mark, you see anything out here or what?
A lot of lobs, a lot of overheads, a lot of Durant trying to hit people.
You're not reading a book back home, are you?
Mitchell misses that one. 2 points from a breaker.
Oh, good return there by Mitchell. Got it low on the forehand volley. Back to 30 all.
2 points from the match once again.
Yeah, we're going to see a big return here in a blitz probably. There it is, big return, and they stay back. It's very smart by Tomas Christian to stay back there. Point probably would have been over in another shot. And it's just a matter of time here before somebody tries to hit it a little hard.
Well, I was going to ask you,
I'm
Jeff,
not so
who's
sure
most
that was
likely
in.
to get hit?
Look at this. And back they go. Same play, same shot, same spot. And it's right to the door. Didn't make it past the net. Broderick was there to hit it, but it was just too low and too close to the door.
40.
Think
And
you
we've
let
got
that one bounce if it was going back over?
well, he would have lost the point. No, it didn't make it back over the net. It was very close to it.
No,
We got match point.
I was saying, do you think he was thinking he was going back over?
I don't know. It looked to me like he was trying to play it, and he just couldn't get a racket on it.
Okay, match point.
Almost a little miscommunication there. That would have been devastating.
For all of us.
They're really communicating. They don't want to give Broderick a second chance, and he misses it long. You saw Mitchell, he was going to close in there. They had Broderick off the net. Durant kind of half-heartedly hit that. Back to deuce.
Broderick Christian.
And we got that in. An opportunity to get ourselves to a tiebreaker. Yep, Christian stays back. They're going to their sides. It's in the corner. Oh, he got the nick, the soft one in the nick. Broderick coaching him up a little bit in there as to how to play that one. Not happy. Back to deuce. Tomas Christian to serve. Durant, big return. Broderick poaches. Christian into the net. Long lob. Mitchell really angry with himself there. Really unhappy. Let's see if we can get a big return from Mitchell. And we did. He charges in. Goes up. Broderick tries to dink one, and we're back to square. Oh, great shot there by Mitchell. Here comes Durant. They're in the wrong spots. Here we go. Here it comes. Forehand this time. Yes. Oh! Got him in transition. Tomas Christian, great move at the net. Tried to get it back over, but just hits the top of the tape, and it doesn't go over, and we're back to deuce. Oh, great play there by Broderick. Cut off that first volley. Durant was moving forward, trying to create some action, and Broderick got the volley behind him. Big swing by Mitchell, and we are staying alive.
Game 6-all.
Here it comes, same play. This one goes out of the court, and that means Durant loses the point. Also, another thing that the APTA is going to be thinking about re-implementing is the ball off the back screen that goes out, and that counts as a point. It's not as easy to do as you think. Mark, what do you think about this tiebreaker?
Serving love.
Anything anybody is going to do differently?
I think Durant and Mitchell are going to come up with the goods at the big moment. But that may be optimism on my part.
Good return there.
1-all.
Broderick, one of the best volleyers. It's a shot he normally makes, but I think Mitchell was putting a little bit of pressure on him.
Very impressed with Thomas Christian's volleying today.
Yeah, he's been great. That's what I think we were saying that earlier. It's been a little bit underrated because people haven't seen him play, but he's really keeps his body still, plays his position. Really nice overhead there. He's very calm. Misses it long. And we are at 0-2. Oh, sorry, 1-2.
1-2.
Yep, my bad. Caught Mitchell looking.
1 serving 3.
This tiebreak is much more to Broderick and Christian's liking. Much better tempo.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to play. You know, there's so much. Yeah.
I don't even know what that was, Jeff.
Well, I mean, he's trying to create something. I was just about to say that it's there's a lot of risk in those shots that Durant and Mitchell are hitting when they slam it, right? I mean, you're hitting the ball as hard as you possibly can. That means there's going to be some risk involved, especially, you know, you're trying to hit it down, you're swinging as hard as you can, and you're trying to actually hit somebody. So you're adding a lot of risk. You're playing the way that you want to play, but, you know, right now it looks like the water is slowly going down the drain here in the tiebreaker for Durant Mitchell, and I think if you get one more point, Durant is maybe going to, what do we got here? We got 5-2.
5-2.
Now they really need to hold these 2 points, get it back to 5-4. He faults.
2 serving 6.
So a bucket of set points here for Broderick Christian.
That serve was also very close. Here it comes. Christian does the spin around. I mean, Christian really has hit almost every style of lob that you can. That one right there was a 360 lob. Running forward, did a little spin.
Durant Mitchell playing very slowly.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, it's basically set point. They got 5 of them. I guess they're going to try to grind their way back into the tiebreaker. I don't know. And there's the set. Mark, we are going the distance. We're going to have another 3-set final. We had one in the women's. We're going to have one in the men's. It is going the distance. The boys and the men are going to take a little break here, go to the bathroom, a little water break, and we'll be right back when the next set continues.
What do you need?
Got any hand warmers or anything in there?
I don't know, but I'll check.
Okay, thanks.
You good on balls? Actually,
I have one. I'll need a few more.
all right.
Thank you.
Let's see. Johan started on this side. So they serve from that side. Yep.
Steve, chocolate pretzel. Would you mind grabbing that?
Going to be getting it back up there.
Thank you very much.
Second here. Want me to open these for you?
Sure. Oh, these are
Okay, welcome back to the APT Tour. We're about to start the third set of this men's final of the Boston Open. Durant, Mitchell, Broderick, Christian have split a pair of tie breaks. Drew Broderick is going to start off the third and final set. Durant Mitchell had a match point, failed to convert. And here we go, Drew Broderick to serve, third set.
All right, I'm all set. Go ahead. Thank you.
Oh, great shot by Durant. But Christian hit a great cut winner there, and Durant had the answer. He moved so well. Winner by Durant. There you saw Mitchell fall back into the I formation, one up, one back. Durant has the answer. Love 30 to start. Mitchell looking for the blitz. First couple games of the third set are so important in terms of momentum. A great volley by Christian.
Love 40.
Misses that one. Okay, Durant Mitchell with some fast play, get out to an early start.
Mitchell, they lead the third set, 1-0.
I got a down coat to wear as a blanket around your legs.
Ready?
We have other blankets. We'll start with that. You want to tuck it up around your legs.
All good.
Okay.
That's just what Rick asked. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, Johan Durant to serve. A great ball.
15 love.
Five points in a row to Durant Mitchell.
30 love.
Trying to find Jeff Morneau. He appears to be missing in action. Great ball there.
30-15.
Okay, call confirmed by the chair umpire, 40-15. Jeff Morneau is having some technical difficulties. The other possibilities he left and went home. Oh, great play by Durant, and they get out to a 2-love lead.
Game.
Durant has obviously decided there will be no more long points.
2-0.
Now they're playing a crazy game that Durant is better than anybody else at.
Love 15. Love 30.
Boy, Broderick and Christian are winning no points right now. A great lob from Durant. So Christian jumped there, anticipates somebody trying to hit him. And then Durant tries to hit him with the next ball. Oh, great transition ball from Mitchell. What a dig from Broderick. I'd venture to guess there's never been a paddle match quite like this in the annals of history, at least paddle history. But Durant and Mitchell are really hitting the ball cleanly right now. That goes as well on their overheads as well as on their returns. And there he tags Broderick. I think that's the 12th time.
15-40.
Mitchell's running over to the other side of the net to point out where the ball is, I guess. 15-40. Waiting for John Lubow to retrieve the ball. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. Great of Lubow to chase those balls down for us.
Saying I hit you, Drew? Thank you.
Apparently that hit Drew also, and it's 3-love Durant Mitchell.
Durant Mitchell, they lead the third set 3-0. That is time for new ball, you guys. Want it?
Okay, Steve Mitchell to serve. 3-love, third and final set. New ball.
Mark, I am back in action.
Jeff, we missed you. I thought you had driven home.
Well, while I was gone, apparently things have really, I've been watching, things have really heated up. We got a commanding lead here by Durant and Mitchell, and it is slam-a-jamma. That is what's going on here. The ball is flying all over the place, and all they're doing is trying to hit people. It's kind of fun.
Kind of fun if you're not the one trying to get hit.
No, I mean, but there it is. They're just slamming at each other. There we go. This is what the fans have been looking for the last 2.5 hours.
Jeff, did you see Christian apologize after that one?
For what? Going high? And the dink.
That's what I'm not.
I mean, this is the pace of play. I mean, look at Durant and Mitchell. They're walking around. They got the bebopping going. I mean, they're back in action.
They have to be off the court by 5:30, Jeff. Is it possible it's booked?
It's not. There's, the fans are still here. I mean, there's fans here. They're drinking the beer. The wine is flowing. The sponsors are still out here. They're liking this fast action play right now.
Point for 4 Love.
I mean, people are saying, what is this? Is this still paddle? Yeah, it's just a different version of paddle. This is the Durant that we saw back in Philly in the day when he was playing with Albright, slamming the ball at people, making people move around, making them feel extremely uncomfortable, being the intimidating force that he is. We're up 4-0. There's smiles back on their face. I mean, they are really feeling it. Broderick really trying to take his time here and slow things down. He doesn't want to let this just slip away quickly.
Like it has? Okay, Broderick to serve, Love 4.
Tomas Christian getting a little bit upset right there. Great pickup volley there by Tomas Christian. Gets it down into the corner.
This is the longest point we've played all set.
Yeah. Oh, that looked like a Louisville slugger. He took a big backswing there. It didn't look like he was just trying to get that ball to go through. It looked like he was going right for the body. Oh. Force. They've come out in this third set and they've made a decision that they're playing fast. They're hitting everything as hard as they can, in or out. And they've been going in so far.
They're missing nothing.
15-40. I mean, I just can't imagine
what's the time we have on this set, John Scott?
And hit again. The body count is now, I mean, it's got to be upwards of 15, maybe getting closer to 20. I just can't imagine, Mark, that this set is literally going to take about 12 minutes, and we had 2 sets that took 2.5 hours. It's just an amazing difference. Amazing difference.
I didn't hear what you said, John Scott. What are we at now? And how long has this set been?
Yeah,
this set is 16 minutes?
How many minutes, John? Yeah, so we had an hour and a half first set, hour and a half second set, and an 18-minute. And the set is, this set is, for all intents and purposes, this is over.
5 Love, Durant Mitchell. I'm really looking forward to your interview with Durant Mitchell after the match, Jeff.
Oh.
Great get from Mitchell.
I mean, first one's going to get hit as hard as they can. I mean, it's great action right there. I mean, that's just unbelievable skills by all the players. Oh, I think the net's gonna. I think there's a black and blue mark on that right now.
Or a great volley from Mitchell, falling down.
I'm surprised that any of these balls have been hit at this pace. I don't understand it. I mean, we've gone 5 games with slam. There's one.
They forgot. Chance for Broderick Christian to get on the board. Maybe a big comeback brewing, Jeff.
Mark, I hate to say it, but I just don't think so. I don't see, not from 5-0.
And why do you hate to say it?
Hungry. Let court. I mean, does that count as a body shot?
Game, Broderick.
It definitely does. And then you wouldn't hate to say it if you're hungry.
Mitchell lead the third set 5-1.
5-1. And Mark, I'm going to say it again. This might be the 3rd or 4th time. Staying alive, staying alive. Here it comes.
Durant Mitchell kind of got away from what they were
That
doing
one was
so
out.
well that game.
Oh, and again? Nope.
Love 15.
Love 15.
Another one of those slam balls into the back screen. Comes all the way up near the gate. Just so difficult to get.
Great exchange at the net there.
Broderick Christian still trying their best to slow things down. Oh, almost. Tough play there. Anytime
Durant
Durant's,
with the tip and blitz.
yeah, anytime Durant's moving forward, it's going to be it's a problem. He got that little dink in there. Christian went back to him. Durant snuck it behind Broderick in the corner. Broderick tried to run it down. He almost flicked the backhand. It just clipped the top of the tape. Didn't go over.
Broderick didn't even know what the score was there.
Oh, good angle there by Mitchell. Another one. Oh, another great angle play.
15-30.
And
Well,
it's
that would have been triple match point.
yeah, 15-30
Great shot
here.
from Broderick.
Oh, great volley by Christian off of a really big return there by Mitchell.
Christian has served extremely well today.
Yeah, he's played great. Played great all day.
Oh, what a get from Durant.
I mean, they're looking to just swing at something as hard as they can. And Broderick went all the way over to the side screen off the court. The court was wide open. Mitchell tried to take a swing at it, dumped it in the net, and we're back to 30 all. Here comes a blitz. Oh, good try there by Broderick. Big return by Mitchell. Got it through Broderick. Tried to chase it down and hit the tweener, but he just couldn't get there.
Match point number 2.
We are at match point number 2.
Probably been about half an hour since match point number 1.
And there it is, right at the left hip. We got match point. Mitchell with a big return. They shake hands. All in all, good match. Third set was highly entertaining. Awesome. Congrats to Durant and Mitchell, the local fan favorites. A great tournament by Broderick and Christian to make it to the final and take these guys to the third set. Mark, I'm going to go out and do a quick interview.
Yep, Johan claps at the 7 fans that are left and thanks them for coming. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with an interview with the 2022 Boston Open champions after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by eNet Live.
Jackie, let me help you. What's up, dude?
job. Hey, good stuff to you.
Patty, good job.
Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired.
Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Okay, welcome back to the APTA Tour. We just finished a scintillating 3-set match in the championships, won by Durant Mitchell, and we're waiting for Jeff Morneau to have an interview with our winners. I'm sure Jeff's going to ask lots of really interesting questions. See them getting everyone together. Big shout out to Jackie Cameron and Ann Waldron for all their hard work this weekend. Drew Sawyer, Genius Chichuke. We see Drew Broderick out there with his dad, who's probably tired of running wind sprints back and forth from the baseline to the net.
He's there trying to get them. They're just not paying any attention. I'm getting ready to cut the whole interview. This is a shit show.
Okay, Jeff is trying to get them for an interview, but they don't seem to be.
They're just not listening to it.
It doesn't look like Durant and Mitchell are interested in getting interviewed right now. Oop, see Durant coming back on the court. Okay, I see Jeff's got both of them now.
No. Move out of the way. You move. You move out of the shot, Ed. They were good.
Having some technical difficulties right now, getting everyone lined up. Jeff is talking, and here's Jeff Morneau with the winners.
What do you think turned it around there in the third set?
The soft push over down the middle.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of that. We saw you guys come out and, try to speed up the play, but they really had the ability to slow it down and get the thing, get the match played at their pace, which I think, kept them in it and had to their advantage. What were you guys thinking out there?
I mean, yeah, they were lobbing really well, and so then we started taking some bad chances, and I think we tried to make it more little in transition and make the play go up and back and see if we can take advantage of what he does best.
Yeah, it was quite amazing. I mean, you guys don't know it, but the first 2 sets took 3 hours, and then the last set was about 18 minutes. Just a complete turnaround. And what are you going to do? What do you want to do in your next match if you end up playing them again? Are you going to do anything differently than you did this time?
Soft push over down the middle.
Well, that's what everyone's been saying you needed to do to get to the level that you're playing at today. But that soft push overhead down the middle just didn't seem to be speeding things up and getting it to your liking. So, the last set was certainly entertaining. But I think a strong new team. They came through here. They got their way to the finals. They beat some top teams along their way, and were really on the verge of taking you guys out. So a lot of kudos to them for.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are saying that the style of play may not be fun, but it was certainly effective, at least for 2 sets.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and again, great tournament for them, and I think they're figuring out their game, and we'll see. We're going to have to figure out what we do. I think the third set is maybe the game plan, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you want?
Yeah, I would say. Tomas is playing phenomenal. For a guy that hasn't played that long. I mean, he volleyed great. He played awesome. So yeah, I mean, it feels a little wrong to play that way, but if they slow down that much, unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. I think, because it's too hard to use our skills if they just stand in the back fence. So I don't feel good about it, but on the other hand, that's the way it goes. And I want one last thing. I really want to thank all the people, crowd for us. I mean, it's humbling. I know it's a cliche, but we appreciate the support and staying in the freezing cold with all that long match. I mean, that's really impressive and very, very nice for everybody to stay here. We appreciate it.
Yep. Johan Durant, Steve Mitchell, congratulations, local legends, local favorites, and we'll see you at the next event.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Steve.